travel from San Francisco to Silicon Valley to Monterey Bay. I'm Kishore Kunal, your host for today. At Toastmasters, we believe great speakers are not born, they are built. Built through courage, built through feedbacks, and built through community. And today, we'll see that happening on the stage. In today's meeting, we'll have two dynamic speakers, two evaluators, and a special section for Kidney Story Toastmasters, which talks about stories inspiring us for hope, healing, and sharing. Let's welcome our first speaker. Our first speaker is Vincent Tang, who is talking about whistling or cycling when in doubt. Vincent Tang is a software engineer for space design. He builds satellites, and in his free time, he likes to play games and cooking. It means he likes to solve complex problems and also tweak with the ingredients. Let's welcome Vincent Tang, with cycling when in doubt.
It's 2026, and I hope that this speech ages poorly. One thing that I feel is advancing so quickly is technology. We're able to ask AI anything, and it's able to solve it the moment you enter. You want a plan, it's done. You want some code, you get it done. If you want some love advice, they have you covered. Whatever the case is, I feel like there's a lot of problems that are being solved, but currently, recycling is still something that's a bit uncertain. I remembered a mail that came by, and I remembered it saying, "We toss out your recyclables because you've been recycling all wrong." And I was shocked. I thought that anything that was plastic could just be thrown in. Plastic straws, you've got a little bit of sugar on it. Paper bags from McDonald's, a little bit greasy, but they'll be able to figure it out. What I didn't realize was that throwing these things out, putting it in the recycling bin when it clearly shouldn't have been, is called wish cycling. This is a common process where we recycle not based off of certainty, but out of hope. And hope has serious consequences when it comes to recycling. But today I want to help clarify it, to make recycling simpler. And one of the few ways that I felt recycling became simpler for me was trying to identify, where does the recycling go? Why is it important to keep the recycling clean? Secondly, I wanted to figure out that recycling is not just about morals, but it's about trying to figure out, how is it a business? How can recycling be profitable? Last but not least, I wanted to explore what we could do to better recycle. So I want you to imagine the recycling facilities that all the recyclables go to. It starts from a simple stream of recyclables. All the recyclables that are collected from households flows onto conveyor belt. You have workers constantly just sifting through, trying to figure out, someone tossed the plastic bag again. There's this dirty McDonald's bag. Who keeps doing this? And you start to find out that there are some recyclables that they're constantly picking out anyway. But the ones that get missed go to the sorters. And when the sorters get stuck, because let's say that there was a plastic bag that got stuck in its wheels. Sometimes it's clothing that got improperly recycled. Other times it could be a gardening hose that someone hoped maybe they could do something with this. The factory stops, and prices for what they have to pay for the workers have to go up. Time that would have been originally been fine, now is just gone because the process stopped. This causes problems in the long run because recycling does need to be profitable. They need to make some money out of whatever goods they create from their recycled product. So what happens is, if companies feel like, I'm losing money because I'm paying so much for processing costs, everyone's just putting in dirty materials, so I'm getting a poor quality product out, there's no point for companies to continue investing in it. That's why it's important, starting from us, to be a lot more intentional about what we recycle. But what are a few things that we could do at our household, and what can we do when we share knowledge, when we see that we're going to a party and we see people are tossing things in the recycling when they shouldn't be? First is try to figure out when you feel doubtful. When you're holding up a piece of recycled material, but you're not sure, what do I do with this? Start to question. There's a simple rule in recycling where they say, when in doubt, toss it out. If you're not sure about whether something that can be recycled, it's okay to throw it out. It's far worse when there's one bad material that goes into the recycling stream, contaminating many, versus just that one missed item. The second thing is to identify commonly recycled materials. This is any city, many cities can recycle this product. This could be those plastic bottles that have number 1s or number 2s labeled on it. This could be paper, cardboard, but just make sure that they're clean and they're dry. Last but not least, now you feel confident. Everything feels clear and you feel ready to take on your recycling journey. You transition from when in doubt, toss it out, to when in doubt, find out. Each city has different processes. What they can recycle is different depending on their facility. So what you want to do is check with your local recyclers. Generally, the information is very clear. So it's 2026, and I hope that one day this speech will no longer be needed, and that they'll look back laughing, saying, we've got this figured out with AI already. But today, there's a lot more we can do so that we don't have to put this burden on future generations. We can start with the little things and build up based off of what we know. Starting small so that we can build a better world together. Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you, Vincent. What an inspiring speech. You help us recognize that every day, small habits, how they make us. Can you tell us your journey on identifying these small pieces in your day-to-day life, and how does, as you are also a space scientist, how does this translate to your work and your day-to-day life?
I would say in the space industry, not necessarily it translates in the sense that it's helping save something in space per se, but just that in the workplace, I do see a lot of recycling symbols and signs, but a lot of the times they get ignored. I see recycled items that are a bit too dirty, and I'm like, I shouldn't grab that out. It's a bit gross to just like go in there, pull it out, and try to correct the recycling. So instead, I was trying to think about how do I make it more clear. So communicating it with my colleagues has been my first step to try to kind of start their recycling journey as well.
Thank you, Vincent. Communication is the key. When we are in doubt, just ask.
Thank you.
For evaluation, we'll have Anushri Ramnath. She is a distinguished Toastmaster and our club growth leader. Anushri is known for critical insights and feedbacks on speeches. And today, she believes that feedback is not about critiquing the speaker. It's about opening the next stage for the speaker. Let's welcome Anushri Ramnath.
Vincent, what a great start to the new year. You helped us understand what recycling actually means. You had absolutely great content, thorough research, which showed up in the way you presented. You were super comfortable with the audience. You told us 1, 2, 3 things that we can do and guided us through the process of better recycling. Some things that went really well for me. Amazing content. Kudos to you on the detailed research, for being super comfortable and talking to us in a manner that even a child can understand and gather. It's very important for us to understand basic aspects, and your simple gestures added good variety to what you were trying to convey. Some things that can help you take this whole speech to the next level. You had great stage space. One aspect that I would have loved is, when you are in doubt, toss it. When you're in doubt and you have graduated to the next level, find it out. Something to help us hone it and keep it with us as we go out of this space. You had great content and you had some initial aspects where you could use some voice modulation and a little more pause to help us gather our thoughts. You got the space. It is intentional, but it might seem a little longer than what you intend to. Overall, I feel you gave us a great message. It was the perfect start that we could have aimed for to start 2026, be responsible citizens, and not just think that this bin is a wish well. I'll throw anything into it and it will magically recycle. Those days are gone, and I really hope that we can get past the stage and not have to speak about this, but learn more about how we have overcome this for future. Thank you. Back to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, Anushree. What an insightful evaluation. Now we will start talking about Kidney Story Toastmasters, which believes in educate, connect and share with inspiring stories regarding people who are kidney donors and recipients. Let's start the roll.
I'm honored to be here tonight to talk about our transplant story. Bill was referred to as the fish guy at the local pet store. Unfortunately, his kidneys were soon on the watch list. He wanted to return to Niagara Falls, Canada, where we'd gone on our honeymoon. But he was so sick I wasn't sure if he would live. What if he didn't? What happens if your loved one dies in another country?
Many people often find themselves waiting 8 to 10 years for a deceased kidney. There's 90,000 other people waiting. But if you tell your story in the right way to the right person, you could get your kidney in 6 weeks like I did.
It is a very unique specialty club. Most people are either kidney recipients, kidney donors, or we have caregivers, we have people who are on dialysis, or people who are there just to help the public, creating awareness about donation in general.
I thought that it would really help to have a club for the kidney community so I could learn from others who had gone through my same story and figure out what it was that made their story so poignant. And by telling you my story as an elevator pitch, I was hoping that they would get better at telling their pitch.
This club, being a Toastmasters club, which is all about public speaking, helps you get your story out in the best possible way so that you can attract more donors for yourself.
Could my ex-husband's sister be a living donor for my new husband? It had to be the craziest thing we'd ever heard. As with anybody that asked, we gave her the phone number for our living donor coordinator. Our prayers were answered. On May 31st, 2018, Bill received a kidney from my ex-husband's sister, Oma Lynn.
And the great thing about Toastmasters is that we give feedback.
Jackie, I thought your speech was from the heart. It's like fresh and reviving for me to make me want to go out there and do more for kidney patients. I advocate because of the man that gave my kid a kidney and saved his life. And I felt that coming from you.
Welcome back to Bay. Now it's time for our second Toastmaster and speaker of the day, Anuruddha Tarodkar. Anuruddha is a Division B director and he has been Toastmaster since 2024. He is a leader who believes in being healthy and leading in a healthy lifestyle manner. In his free time, he loves to hike and invest in his well-being. So, in case you find him at mountains, just say hi to him. Let's welcome Anuruddha, My Fitness Journey. My Fitness Journey, Anuruddha.
It was October 8th, 2022, when in the middle of the night in my bathroom, I decided to stand on the weighing scale. 200 pounds. Looking at those numbers, my mind was full of despair, sadness, and anger. You see, growing up, I was an athlete, playing basketball, playing badminton, and my 100 meters timing for a sprint was 12.36 seconds in 8th grade. Clearly, I had let myself go. Looking at my reflection, looking in the eyes, I said, enough is enough. Enough is enough. And I decided to take action the very next day. I did two things. Number one, I joined a fitness community that would give me instructions on my nutrition and what kind of exercise that I need to do. The second thing that I did was start reading the book Atomic Habits by James Clear. I should have read the book first. The message of the book was pretty simple. Tiny changes, remarkable results. Tiny changes, remarkable results. You see, the instructions given to me by the fitness community on diet, I wasn't doing them precisely. For instance, 300 grams of chicken breast, 50 grams of rice, 50 grams of lentils, 150 grams of yogurt, 500 grams of green leafy vegetables can only be cooked in only 30 milligrams of oil. This was what I needed to follow each and every day. However, to no one's surprise, I did no such thing. I was guessing the quantity of the ingredients. No one's going to measure them, right? But remarkably, even when I was just cooking meals at home, even without measuring any kind of ingredients, I lost 5 to 7 pounds in about 6 to 7 weeks. I decided to incorporate all of the teachings from the book in my fitness journey. And lo and behold, I started seeing good results. As of today, I'm 168 pounds. Along this journey, I learned a lot of things. The importance of stress management, the importance of sleep, what is muscle mass, that weight itself is just a tiny part of a whole equation. this journey was not a piece of cake, because I could not have a piece of cake. In fact, having a piece of cake in the first place was how I got here. But I learned a lot of things about myself, about nutrition, and about cultivating new habits. 3.5 years later, I can proudly say that in my first solo trip to Joshua Tree National Park of 8.5 drives from here, in 3 days I was able to hike 30 miles, then come back driving all by myself. Fellow Toastmasters, I urge you, not just with my words, but with my actions, try to introspect your day-to-day lifestyle. Try to measure what you're trying to eat and try to push yourself before it's too late. Let me tell you, the view from the top after you cross those hurdles and you reach that mountain is phenomenal. Back to you.
Thank you, Anuradha. That was such an energizing speech. I have a question for you. When you saw that 200 pounds on the weighing scale, what motivated you for change? Generally, we are stuck in our day to day, but why change?
Thank you, Toastmaster. That's a really important question. I just wanted to feel limitless. If I'm running, I didn't want to calculate how much I can run before my stamina runs out. If I'm playing, I didn't want to think, will I be able to do XYZ activity after that? If I'm hiking, I just wanted to enjoy it. And the only way I could have done that is through becoming a better self, not only in my body, but in my mind.
Thank you for sharing your wonderful story. And to help Anuradha grow as a speaker, our evaluator, Sharon Yu. Sharon Yu is a Toastmaster at 2 clubs, Bay Area Women and Applied Materials. She believes, speak boldly, lead fearlessly. Let's hear her evaluation for Anuradha. Sharon Yu.
Thank you, Kishore. Thanks to you, Anuradha. New year, new possibilities. I have the same resolution as well. I like how you open the story with the climax. I step on the scale. 200 pounds. Ugh. It really took me with you on that journey. I look at myself that way, not every day, and I know the actions I have to take. New year, new possibilities. You spoke with such ease. Your speech was well structured. You were well prepared, and I really appreciate that about any speakers. You came up, no fear. You deliver with such a smooth speech, very easy to listen to, and very clear. Very structured points, 1, 2, 3. And you have good connection with the audience. We all know, new year, new possibilities. Fitness journey, I think, is a lot on people's mind. I think according to a survey, probably 60% of folks have fitness on their mind. And I also like how you repeat a sentence twice. Atomic habit, tiny changes, remarkable results. And that really draw the audience in with you on your journey. So there are a couple of things I like to suggest to further elevate your speech. For example, vocal variety. I think in the beginning you were really good about, oh my gosh, 200 pounds. And maybe you can carry the same energy throughout. And the second thing I would like to suggest is you have the great prop. And then I thought you could carry it and show us top of the mountain. The view is remarkable. And one thing I really love about your speeches, you made a circle. How you say 200 pounds, like you're the very low end. But at the end of the story, on the top of the mountain, the view is remarkable. So to recap really quickly, work on a little bit on vocal variety and really utilize your prop because you already did the work. And love your speech about you repeated important parts twice and you were so comfortable connecting with the audience, we can all connect with you on the fitness journey. And perhaps, and then best of all, I love how you circle the speech. Climax, maybe was low point in the very beginning to draw us in, and at the end, you end with a high note. Thank you so much. I cannot wait to hear your second speech. Thank you.
Thank you, Sharon. What an incredible meeting. We saw courage, speakers coming to stage, getting feedback, converting from motivation to confidence. If you are watching and thinking, as Toastmaster for me, is should I be confident? Should I lead? Toastmasters is for you. Thank you everyone and hope to see you again in the next meeting.